Before things get started in 2024, the Saturday Night Thunder Grand National Series makes its first ever appearance on FTN with a thrilling 70-lap feature at the Kansas Speedway. For the first time, of course, here in 2023, the Xfinity cars will take the track on this Saturday night for a cash cup. $20 on the line, and over 20 drivers have registered for tonight's session. This is the Christmas Clash, and qualifying is on the move with 4 minutes remaining on our timing sheets. Great to have you all aboard watching for the first time on Saturday night. We are not showing the trucks, but instead we're bringing back the Xfinity machines, and it's going to be a very familiar look next year. Here's a sneak peek of what we're looking to in the future. I'll be with you tonight as well as next season in the Saturday Night Thunder Grand National Series. Commentating and producing tonight, I am David Kreutz, and great to be back with you for one of our final streams of the year. Now that we're looking at these Xfinity machines, you'll get a good look at how they'll drive all throughout 2024, not only for the Grand National Series on Saturdays, but in addition, the Highline Racing League, the IORA Cup Series, and we might see some more appearances from other leagues making the switch to one of the most popular stock cars in all of virtual sim racing. As qualifying gets on the move, Michael Cormenis leads the way with River Page in second, Vincent Guecci third, and Alexander Balderas then in fourth. Peter Serrano going to be fifth, and Tyrone Yo is going to round out the 6 drivers that have taken the time so far. Mikey slides up to the top of the track, and it looks like he's going to be able to keep it just a kiss or two on the wall. All is well, though, as he'll now have the provisional pole position. Vincent Guecci third. Alexander Balderas is now into the 5th spot as Henry Kaloff takes it up to third. And for many drivers tonight, festive paint schemes. So keep that in mind. Going to be a lot of red, white, and green machines on the track tonight. Kaloff, one of many in this event that will have a special paint job. So keep your eyes peeled, as we'll see many of which as this race goes on. So it's going to be Henry Kaloff right now taking to the track. He was a Final Four driver last season in the Saturday Night Truck Series, and he's now going to be returning for a full-time campaign on Saturday nights come January of 2023 when we hit the high banks at the Daytona International Speedway. Few drivers making their debut tonight. Corey Rainey is going to be the number 4 machine, so there's another driver to keep your eyes out for. Brand new Corey Rainey is, and in addition, we've got rookies such as Peter Serrano. You've seen him in the IORA Cup Series and the FORL Cup Series before, but he'll make his debut on the weekends as Lane Graves takes it up to second in the qualifying charts. Graves going to drift it through turns 1 and 2, 43 thousandths of a second off of River Page's top time. Thurston goes up to third, but it'll be no match for River so far. It looks like right now Kansas is in control of the number 24 and vice versa. Just like that, it's River Page top of the board, pole sitting with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Vinny Tigner takes it up in a 5th, and Peter Serrano going to be limping around the track, currently scored in 7th. Your defending SNT champion comes back to the track tonight in an all grayed out number 99. Jordan Kuntz returns to the field, and he's dominated the Kansas before. Back-to-back champion in this league, seasons 4 and 5 of the Truck Series, and he came through last season, of course, with a dominant victory at the Phoenix Raceway. That's what sealed the deal, and as such, Kuntz, 2-time champion. So right now for Jordan, as he takes up the high side of the circuit, he was able to make it happen 2 seasons in a row. Now the question is whether or not he can go for 3 in succession. Maybe now there's a chance to see Jordan Kuntz go for a trifecta as he goes up to 4th on the board. Just like that, that's his first lap done and done. He's still got 1 more under him, and now they'll go through turns 1 and 2 and nail down the backstretch. Kuntz going to be now taking it down the American Ethanol back straightaway at speed of 183 miles an hour. And you can see now low through the apex of the corner, gets down to the bottom, lets the momentum take him right up. And here at the Kansas Speedway, and Jordan Kuntz will show you the apron is useful through the front stretch. You can use that to cut some distance, just enough for Jordan Kuntz to lock in 4th on the board in the number 99. There Jordan Kuntz will go, and of the final drivers to take it through qualifying, Kuntz will set the last lap. River Page will set the fastest lap and put himself on the pole position in the Christmas Clash. And just like that, your first runs in qualifying with the Xfinity machines have concluded. And now time to find out who's starting where on the starting grid. We know River Page has the pole position, and he's been fast many times before at mile-and-a-half circuits. Matter of fact, last time we went live on FTN Thursday night at the virtual Martinsville Speedway, it was River Page who had heartbreak at Miami, turned to redemption in Homestead. So able to get his way at long last in the IORA Cup Series, and River Page broke through and now is hoping to do for back-to-back nights here in Kansas. And right now, the field getting lined up as we speak, and we're going to bring you your starting grid momentarily here. And it looks like right now on the track, you'll see drivers, their 5-minute warm-up is in motion. Here in the Saturday Night Thunder Series, Grand National Series that is, drivers have 5 minutes of extra practice in between qualifying and the race session. Gives them a bit more time to tweak their preferences inside the car, maybe make some final changes that will give them an advantage as the race goes on. So it looks like now that's going to be in play for a driver like Tyrone Yuh. You can also see Michael Dykes, Daxon Van Pelt, River Page also on the circuit. So many of your regulars from last season going to be making some waves, some one-offs from the season prior as well. They're also going to be here. Some rookies, some veterans, and everyone and everything in between as the Christmas Clash is getting ready to rumble here in this beautiful December night at the Kansas Speedway. So without further ado, let's get right into your starting grid for tonight's event. Welcome to the Saturday Night Thunder Christmas Clash. Your starting grid will go as follows. River Page finds himself at the top of the board with a 31.944. River going to be putting himself back to the pole position, winning an IORA, starting in first here on this Saturday night. And Lane Graves, who recently fought for the championship in Season 4, returns tonight. He'll be starting second with a 31.986, and he's going to be outside of row number 1. Then going to be James Thurston starting in third. Your Season 3 IORA Cup Series champion going to be starting outside of the top 2. He'll be just behind him with a 31.992 put on the board. Two-time champion Jordan Coots is going to be starting in fourth, looking to get set for the potential third consecutive title in this league. He'll be qualifying fourth with a 32.008, and Michael Cormetis tonight will run the number 48 machine, rounding out the top 5. And as it stands, it's going to be Vinny Tigner, then starting in 6th. Your league owner will be one spot ahead of Henry Kalop, the rookie who won at Talladega last season. It's going to be starting 7th with a 32.152, and Peter Serrano makes his debut in the Saturday Night Thunder Grand National Series in this exhibition event. He'll be starting 8th with a 32.157. Corey Rainey on debut will start in 9th, and Vincent Guecci will round out the top 10. And 11th from there will then be Alexander Valdez with a 32.202, returning for the first time since his one and done in Season 4 at the Texas Motor Speedway. Dylan Wheeler will be starting in 12th with Chris Tripp then in 13th, and Jackson Van Pelt will then be in the 14th position. 15th place going to be Donald Vincent. Michael Deitch in the number 17 is going to be 16th spot with a 32.35, and the final driver to take a time is Tyrone Yuh with a 32.671 in the 17th spot. 18th, we'll see Carter Casey, number 39 tonight. James Nelson will be in 19th, and Michael Boone will round out the top 20 with the remaining drivers going as follows. Scott Erickson going to be in 21st, going to be Curtis Barron in 22nd, and Tommy Osborne in 23rd with a festive number 14 of Rusty Lynn rounding out your 24-car field. That's the starting grid for the Christmas Clash, and it's time to get things moving from the virtual Kansas Speedway. And right now, still looking at drivers taking times. River Page is once again at the top of the board, and he's got a few familiar faces right around him. James Thurston, Vincent Guecci, alongside River, all three of which are competitors who regularly race on Thursday nights on FTN, and they were all part of the most recent event in that series, Martinsville, last Thursday night. James Thurston led 108 laps. River Page led 15. River ended up winning. James Thurston ended up finishing in third. And no doubt these are especially capable drivers, and when they put each other to the test, you see these drivers climb to new heights. It's the level of competition in a lot of these leagues that really pushes the best out of a driver, and here in the Saturday Night Thunder, now, of course, Grand National Series, previously the Saturday Night Truck Series, we've seen competition bring the best out of every driver in this field. And I think for a lot of guys like Jordan Kuntz or Vinny Tigner, who are veterans of this league, they're ready to push these guys to find even better drivers, as River Page finds himself on the pole position, looking to chase down the $20 bounty. Page is the fastest in second practice. And now, as we're getting set to go for the 70-lap run, it's drivers who have made those final adjustments getting set on your starting grid, and now time to see who's got what it takes. And it looks like right now 20 drivers at the minimum have put themselves on the track already. You're going to see River Page already lined up in front. His Toyota Supra will lead the field around the pace lap and maybe lead a few more laps from there. But for guys like Lane Graves or Jordan Kuntz, who maybe someone like River Page or James Thurston hasn't raced all too often, they are masters of long-run strategy, and they pride themselves as drivers who really understand how to go longer in a run rather than being the outright quickest for a lap or two. It's all about consistency and the ability to run the best laps when they matter the most, and I feel right now for River Page and James Thurston, that's going to be a big challenge to keep your eyes on. However, there could be some differences in strategy that give them a bit of assistance. 4 tire sets the maximum tonight. There will be no fuel limit, so don't expect these guys to be going for very short stints, because we do have 70 laps. We might only see 1 pit stop throughout the entire race, so drivers might choose to split it 35-35 apiece. If we have yellow flags, we might not see any green flag strategy at all, so it might come down to whether or not these guys can keep it clean. Biggest field all throughout the past season. We've got 24 drivers registered, and it looks like right now at least 20 of which are indeed on the grid. Missing right now, it's going to be Peter Serrano, who just rejoined the session, Corey Rainey, Carter Casey, Scott Erickson, and Rusty Lynn. So right now, majority of your field is set to get going in just a few moments' time. And right now, the field is stacked with festive schemes. From Miata Gang Designs, their number 24 is at the front of the board. We saw Henry Kaloff beforehand with the red, white, and green. He'll be there in the middle of the field. His Menards, number 63. Look further back to Dylan Wheeler. He's got a special paint job as well. Got a Christmas tree right beside the number and the Grinch on the hood. The Coca-Cola number 17 for Michael Dice. Shades of Michael Cormetis is the usual paint scheme, but tonight Mikey will not be running his usual paint job. It will be a Big Machine Racing throwback, and the number 48 will be just outside of the podium. River Page gets off pit road this time by, and now that we've seen the drivers get through qualifying, get through second practice, it's now time to find out who's got what it takes to get it done in Kansas. Unlike the trucks, which have been largely seen less so on iRacing throughout the past year and a half, these Xfinity machines have been on a boom in popularity, often cited as the most popular, most successful stock car in all the NASCAR ladder. High horsepower, less restrictions, and one of the most time-tested, shall we say, aerodynamic packages have given away to over 10 years of successful racing in the real world, and that translates here on iRacing. The realism of iRacing allows for a very enjoyable experience with fierce competition, high stakes, and a lot of fun to be had for every driver here, and River Page knows that very well. Now time to see whether or not River will come home with a $20 bonus at the end of the night. Your grand prize goes to your race winners, so it's either you win or you lose, and that will be final. The iRacing official pace car drops down to pit road this time by. It'll be River Page and Lane Graves leading the field to the green. Welcome to the Grand National Series. We are green in the S&T Christmas Clash. As the field gets back to the line, River Page has the race lead, was able to lead lap 1, and as such, finds himself up ahead now by about 1/10 of a second over Lane Graves. You'll see for Lane Graves' special paint scheme in that number 21, representing his NASCAR College Series paint job and representing Wichita State as a result. Michael Cormenis dives low and will take that spot from Lane quickly, bring Alexander Balderas on the hot side, and it's going to be the high side for Balderas and the Hot Lap Heroes coming with a fierce charge up front. Jordan Kuntz makes his way up in a second, and right now trying to show these new drivers how it's done in this series, but James Thurston won't make it easy. Thurston down to the bottom side will take it way low on Jordan Kuntz, and as such, River Page has some assistance here, and the Power Smash Infinity Speed Motorsport duo now run first and second for a brief moment, if not for Jordan Kuntz shoving way up top. Jordan goes high, will give way to James Thurston right down low. Michael Cormenis tries to get in the fight as well, and for Michael Cormenis, he has history here as the caution will fly for the first time tonight. Alexander Balderas will go around spinning on his own, and the yellow flag is out as a result. Caution will fly. Let's take an instant replay and find out what happened here as Balderas brings out yellow flag number 1. And the caution is out. Looks like Balderas kicked from the session. Here's an instant replay which will show you just why it happened. Henry Kaloff going to be on the high side of Balderas there, and it looks like the 95 slowing down and just seems to get loose there and might have actually hit the brakes at the same time. You see he backs it down, ends up getting involved with Vinny Tigner, and it looks like all out of sorts for Balderas, and he brings out the first yellow, been kicked from the session, and the number 95, no stranger to the trouble on the racetrack, and it looks like he finds it once again. Caution is out, 4 laps in at a 70, and Alexander Balderas' chances ending quickly tonight. Let's take a look on board right now with Balderas and see why that's the case. And it looks like getting out of the throttle, maybe not confident with his entry and exit, but either way, not the right course of action. Balderas sees his night is already over, and just like that, one driver out of this one, while River Page continues to lead the way. Looking back up front, 5 laps in at a 70 completed. Of course, when we get to the end of this one, River Page is your leader. It's going to be James Thurston second, and Jordan Kuntz in third, as Rusty Lynn gets his lap back, and Rusty did not start with the rest of the field and started down on pit road. Number 14 machine with a Charlie Brown Christmas paint scheme makes it back on track and is currently running in 21st. Just like that, it's going to be now 21 drivers back on the lead lap as Rusty Lynn makes his way back in and Alexander Balderas has been removed from the race. The Miata gang number 24 is up ahead. It's going to be now Thurston second, Kuntz third, Michael Cormenis is fourth, and now Vincent Guecci up into fifth. Lane Graves from second on the grid slides back a bit into sixth, and it looked like his strategy early on was laying back on the initial run to maybe get back to the drivers in the long term. So nicely done for Graves to stay inside the top 5 to begin with. It looks like the hard-fought charge for a guy like Vincent Guecci or Michael Cormenis had a bit more power, and as such you see there Mikey now running in 4th. Vincent now going to be up into 5th. Could be a little more troublesome now for Lane Graves as he has Henry Kaloff right behind him too. And Kaloff, no stranger to those hard-fought runs, and he might be putting a little more power down early in the going because he wants to get up to a guy like River Page and maybe give him a battle to remember here as we now go through 6 laps into the 70. Of course, first yellow of the night. Caution is out for the first time here in the Kansas Speedway. It is River Page from James Thurston and Jordan Kuntz. And looking at pit road, a few drivers did go in that time through. Looks like Vinny Tigner, one of which no faster pair used by Vinny. However, Jackson Van Pelt did use his one and only faster pair. And Vinny now finds himself 32 seconds on pit road with a bit more damage repair after the contact with the number 95. So it's going to be Vinny Tigner now down to 19th. Jackson Van Pelt is going to be into 20th, and it's Rusty Lynn, then 21st. Now, Rusty was on pit road early. However, that's because he did not make the start of the race. Otherwise, he's going to be on cycle with the field and actually has slightly newer tires, so maybe that'll work out in his favor here as he tries to run the field back down on this run next time by. At the line for River Page, he will go down low and signals that he'll be starting in the bottom of the track as he'll have the low side as they come back next time by. 1 lap to green. River goes low. It's going to be James Thurston right up top, and Michael Cormenis goes high as well, with Jordan Kuntz then in fourth. The familiar front row with Page and Thurston once again battling for a win. 7 laps into the 70 though, and there's quite a lot that can happen with more than 3/4 of the race still ahead of this field. The Christmas Clash kicks off the next leg of the tour for the Saturday Night Thunder Grand National Series. Their initial season, their inaugural campaign with the Xfinity machines, will kick off this coming January. And here's a quick look at their schedule if you're interested with racing all these fantastic drivers. So you can take a look at it. Daytona, the first on the schedule. It's the January 13th event that you're looking for. That's their season opener. Then we head to Las Vegas immediately thereafter. Going to be going down to Bristol, then the Charlotte Roval, Michigan, Miami, Five Flags, Charlotte, Iowa, and Talladega. All-Star race at Stafford, and then a 5-race playoff hunt with Texas, Nashville, Chicago Auto Club, and Atlanta. So check out our official Saturday Night Thunder Discord in the broadcast description. We'd love to have you join the fun here as River Page has gotten the jump on the field. Restart number 1 in. It's going to be green flag in the air. Back on the way. River Page has the lead. Page got the jump, and just like that, he has the race lead by over half a second. Going to be James Thurston in second, and now Jordan Kuntz then in third. Michael Cormenis going to be up on the high side with Lane Graves as well. Vincent Guecci down to the bottom, and he's going to take it low, trying to get something on Mikey here. Doesn't quite have the room, and is going to have to settle with Lane Graves going up top to try to take a spot at the same time. And River gets another fantastic jump. Nobody else going to be able to get those leads like River has, and it looks like he's going to be able to use it once again as the field begins to spread out. Looking further to the back of the field, you'll see Curtis Sabern, Chris Tripp, and Jackson Van Pelt all running back, and nicely and cleanly now they're getting back into formation after that first caution, and we're hoping to see a bit of a longer run now as drivers begin to more and more settle in with one another's company. A lot of these drivers have had experience racing each other, but different groups of drivers having different experiences. Guys like Page and Thurston, you haven't seen them all too much in the Saturday Night Truck Series of seasons past. You've seen them more so in IORA or FORL or maybe another league where these guys have found themselves close to each other outside of the FTN broadcasted networks. However, some guys here like Jordan Kuntz, Lane Graves, Dylan Wheeler, Vincent Guecci has not run with these guys, but Vinny Tigner has. These are the drivers who have experience in this league racing on Saturday nights, and it's a big sort of learning event in that sense. You got to understand these new competitors and their driving styles. A lot of these guys race differently, so it's good to have that interaction before the points-paying races to find out what's going on, as Michael Cormenis goes down low for the third position. Just like that, down to the bottom side, it's going to be Michael Cormenis going low. It's Jordan Kuntz staying right up top. And at the side of this track, it's going to be two drivers going to Y with the Wichita State number 21 finding himself in fifth. How about we ride on board right now with the number 21 of Lane Graves as he watches the battle just ahead. Graves right now going to be running in the fifth position. And you can see now it's going to be more single file in front of him. Michael Cormenis wasn't quite able to get that pass, and right now Lane content running in fifth. Going to be running right behind Cormenis, and that time by just a few hundredths of a second slower. Really small differences in lap time right now for most of these drivers, except for River Page, as they go through quite the smoke show. The reason being Vinny Tigner, and it looks like most recently Vinny Tigner had some trouble of his own. No caution flew, But we'll take a look back. It's about half a minute ago. This is when the trouble began. You could see he slid out of turn 2 and made it all the way down to the apron. Luckily, no major contact, but one more time, we'll replay it a bit further to the past and find what really caused it. Vinny Tigner running with Tyrone Yoh on the high side. There's the number 2. Vinny stays on the bottom, gets low, and tries to keep himself out of the trouble here. They're side by side, no contact. It just looks like Vinny Tigner ends up going high, and Tyrone maybe comes down low. Then the brakes are fully applied, and just barely Vinny Tigner will avoid the wall. However, still going to be 22 seconds off of your leader now, and in jeopardy of going one lap down, as now it's going to be Vinny far off the pace. River Page, a substantial lead right now of 1 second, with James Thurston running in the runner-up spot, and Jordan Kuntz then in third. Michael Kormenitz will then be in fourth, and it's going to be Lane Graves in fifth, as Vincent Guecci holds his own in sixth, and it'll be Dylan Wheeler then in seventh. And you'll see right now a lot of drivers spraying themselves apart from your leader. A few battles still going on here. There's going to be Vincent Guecci, Vinny up to the top sign here, trying to get that momentum, and the Wichita State number 21 might just see a bit more competition here, as Vincent Guecci making time up fast. That time by was about 0.04 of a second quicker, and while there's not much in terms of the entire race, lap after lap gaining at that rate, definitely going to help out. Now just about 1/10 and a half away from this 21. Looks like Lane Graves is still losing a bit more time. Vincent Guecci running on that higher groove as opposed to most drivers. A lot of these guys staying all the way down low, using the bottom side, whereas Vincent Guecci can try to take some more from the momentum on the high side and bring it through the straightaways, have that advantage with the draft. Didn't work quite well, though, out of 3 and 4, and Vincent actually lost about 1/10 of a second there as Michael Kormenitz begins to claw back into Jordan Kuntz, and that time through he was about 0.5 quicker as Lane Graves goes right up top. Gonna have himself the speed to make it up in the fourth. Lane Graves takes 1 spot, now looking for 2, and it looks like Jordan Kuntz might be losing time as that number 99 machine slowly but surely fades further away from James Thurston and River Page. Page has been unstoppable so far tonight, and 18 laps in, he is the man up in front by of course, no dispute. He's been up there and he's led just about every lap this race from the pole position, and is still the fastest man as James Thurston keeps himself there in second. Lane Graves got close to making it by Jordan Kuntz, couldn't quite get it done, and now fades back about 1/4 of a second behind the number 99. And still keeps on fighting lap after lap. Jackson Van Pelt now going to be the fight. He's got Henry Kaloff right ahead of him, and you'll see right now it's going to be Van Pelt trying to get to the bottom of that number 63. That he does. Goes right down low, and 19 laps into the 70, it's going to be a quick move down to the low side for Jackson Van Pelt. That will put him in 9th, and it will take Henry Kaloff then into 10th. Michael Deitch now going to try to chase down this number 63, and Deitch so far running solidly inside the 11th position as Peter Serrano touches the wall just a bit and gets himself back going. James Nelson right there is going to be in the 13th spot, and now is trying to get himself right up to Peter, as it looks like that 66 just had a bit more trouble. So just like that, it's going to be Peter Serrano working his way through the middle of the front straightaway. James Nelson now on a charge to make up time quick, and it looks like it could be another battle brewing here as the leaders are slowly but surely spreading themselves apart. Down low, Jackson Van Pelt's going to take it on Corey Rainey. Corey, brand new driver in the field. Jackson Van Pelt, a seasoned veteran, and he had several top 5 performances last season with a lot of speed. Just needs to get the execution down as the yellow flag is going to fly. The reason being, looks like at the back of the field there, Tyrone Yoh is going to have some trouble, and the yellow flag is out. Caution will fly for the second time tonight. Here's a look back at what happened as Tyrone gets shot up the track, and he has substantial damage as a result. The front end and the back end gone. It looks like the motor went there with it, so Tyrone is going to see the yellow flag fly for the second time tonight. Caution is out, and we bring ourselves back to the pace car, as it looks like now going to be River Page right behind our pace car, leading once again 21 laps in at a 70. This is your second yellow flag of the night in the Christmas Clash, and River Page so far has led all 21 laps of this event. Pit road can get busy, this time by what might be the only major pit stop cycle of the night. And with 2 yellow flags early on, we now see pit road is going to get very busy. River Page brings just about the entire field in. And now going to find out who comes out of pit road first, as River has the entry advantage. Now we'll see who has it on the exit. Everyone makes it into their stall nicely. Page going to lock in quick. And now it's going to be Lane Graves right behind him. And looking on the pit exit camera, you'll see who has the advantage on their way out. River Page comes in as your race leader, and he's got the pole position stall. Now drivers making the way out. It'll be Page, then Thurston, then Jordan Kuntz, then Michael Cormetis, Vincent Guecci, Timothy Wheeler, looks like Corey Raines and Jackson Van Pelt, then Beaver Serrano on 9th, and Michael Deitch is in 10th. And that's your top 10 as they come out of pit road this time by, and everyone running through. Looks like Lane Graves is going to be on pit road for an extended amount of time here as the number 21 fades back big. He's been on pit road now for a minute, and trouble for Lane Graves as River Page leads the way. 22 laps in at a 70, and we have brought ourselves back to the pace car again. Pit road cycle, we see River Page come in the leader, and he comes out the leader as he has led now the entirety of this race so far. It's going to be Page, Thurston, Kuntz, once again your podium. Michael Cormetis just outside of the top 3 will find himself in 4th, and Vincent Guecci rounds out the top 5 right now as Christmas Clash keeps on going. Looks like Lane Graves going to be the man who really loses the most time, as now Lane is back at full pace, and it's going to be at 19th spot as he finds himself now right behind Curtis Sabarin. Going to be a tricky night for Lane to keep things going from here on out, as it looks like the 21 and Wichita State might have just lost the opportunity to come home with the win. That's not to say it is an impossible task, but River Page, so far, he has been dominant. And now when it comes down to it, the track conditions might be the only things that give way to another run down a pit road. An air temperature of 84 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. However, our track temperature is coming in at a sizzling 137 degrees. Quite the task to keep these things from overheating in regards to tires. It is a burning night here in Kansas, and the drivers are going to feel it, losing grip lap after lap more and more, so expect some major tire fall off if we get that long green flag run. And now Page is going to have himself the lead yet again. Power Smash Infinity Speed Motorsport, first and second. Thurston up high. It's going to be River Page right down low as the pace car comes in this time through. We're ready for our second restart of the day. It's going to be Page with a nice jump once again, and the green flag will fly 24 laps in at a 70. And River Page going to have that race lead. Everyone else in the field makes it out nice. These are the first 2 turns. And River once again going to get that jump, exactly what he needs to maintain his position. James Thurston then going to be in second, and it'll be Jordan Kuntz in third. Look further back to Michael Cormetis in that 5th spot, and you'll see the number 48 machine now trying to make some time, as he's now only within half a second of your leading driver. So the closest he's been all night long, as James Thurston might be putting the fight to River now, and it looks like that number 96 trying to make things happen. Now, James Thurston, if he gets the lead, it's about a 50-50 shot of whether or not he'll come home and really get it done. Sometimes James Thurston finds himself the most dominant driver on any given night, as if he has the speed to win the race from the very beginning, but sometimes he chooses to show up a bit later and give another driver maybe the feeling that they can indeed get the job done. But if Thurston has that speed on a given night, he will show it and most likely come home with the win. That's certainly how he felt last Thursday night, as he led 108 laps at Martinsville, only for River Page to best him in the final 15. Maybe now that won't be the case, because Thurston is all over the back bumper of River and is definitely giving him a fair shot at losing the lead. If he can just keep that pressure down, maybe they'll be side by side within the next 5 laps. 26 laps in, coming down to lap number 27, and Michael Cormetis now tries to go low here on Jordan Kuntz. It looks like Jordan is going to have to opt to go high as Mikey gets down low, makes the lunge work, and now it's going to be the 48 machine looking down at the bottom, shades of Alec Daffin and Jordan Kuntz who battled this season, but tonight, Alec Daffin not running in the number 48. Alec Daffin not running at all. Runner-up in the championship battle, 2 consecutive seasons for Alec Daffin. He eventually came through with a fantastic championship win in the Integrity Ignite Series with the Xfinity number 48 he runs for Shaw Racing. That was his final full-time event in his iRacing career, and right now the 48 machine might not be a frequent flyer in this series any longer. Michael Cormetis bringing it back for one extra night as he still runs right behind Jordan Kuntz. Got close that time through, but just wasn't able to seal the deal as River Page and James Thurston will continue to battle, but they're closer in the back of the field. So take a look at this. Now you'll see the number 90 of Chris Tripp right up top, and Beaver Serrano right down low. It's going to be Beaver actually getting a better run off the corner, and now it looks like down to the bottom side it will be Donald Vinson, and as Donald goes low, almost makes something happen, but chooses to back out of it. They're side by side, multiple lanes deep. Henry Kaloff is going to be caught up in the top 15 battle, and it looks like Kaloff lost a lot of track position during that run down to pit road. One of the slower pit stops on the night, a 56.4 second stop, and as such, he's now trying to get himself out of the bottom running ranks of the field as he still finds himself scored in 16th. So definitely not where he'd like to be for now, as at the line once again, Beaver Serrano does have the edge over Donald Vinson, but Donald getting closer and closer might give another fair shot to his team for maybe making it into the top dozen, but Lane Graves really running away as well. Looking very good for Lane Graves right now as he found himself in the thick of the battle. Now it looks like he's going to be far enough away to maybe join the ranks of the top 10 here, as he's half a second ahead of Beaver Serrano and now going to be half a second behind James Nelson. However, that gap is quickly shrinking, and you'll see as they come across the start-finish line, only going to be a gap of just over 0.4 of a second. 31 laps in at a 70 so far, and River Page has been the dominant man throughout all of tonight's racing action. Jordan Kuntz is going to be fighting side by side with James Thurston for second here, and it looks like Jordan Kuntz going to be coming into his own now, and we mentioned it. Usually, Kuntz comes alive during the long run, and all of a sudden that he is. Up to the high side, Jordan Kuntz will go. It'll be James Thurston down to the bottom, and Michael Cormetis giving a bit more of a push aerodynamically to Jordan Kuntz, so it would be your two-time champion with the advantage right now in this battle. Fighting hard at the front of the field, it's going to be Jordan Kuntz in second now as he clears James Thurston just like that. It's another move made by the number 99, and he will take that spot away. Now running in the catbird seat to River Page, but this is a big distraction for River in terms of being a positive distraction, because everyone else behind him is now fighting each other. Now they're not fighting River, and he's got a good lead right now of 33 laps and 0.7 to look back on. So nearly halfway in, River Page maintains his dominant edge. Jordan Kuntz looks to get back up there to fight for the top position. However, it looks like that's going to be a lost cause, at least for the most recent laps ahead of us. And now it's going to be Henry Kaloff in the number 63 Menards machine, looking to get by Donald Vinson. Kaloff is now going to be up into 15th, now trying to look for a 14th spot that he could get here. That time by was about 1.5 faster than Donald Vinson, and should be quick enough to make a move on he and Peter Serrano, with Peter being right ahead. And now that 66 machine defending fiercely, and it could give way to a 2-for-1 pass in the favor of Henry Kaloff. Kaloff getting closer and closer each and every time around, and very soon you might see him make that move as tire wear continues to play a major role. The fastest lap that Henry Kaloff has run all throughout the night is a 32.486, whereas his most recent lap was a 33.703, and over 1.5 seconds slower each and every time around. Just like that, Henry Kaloff now looks low on Peter Serrano, gets the spot, and might be able to do so for Donald Vinson, but just couldn't get it that time through. He'll have to wait another lap. Take a look back up to James Thurston, though, and now he'll go down low on Michael Cormetis, and these two drivers having a history that goes back to the early seasons of the IORA Cup Series. Now they're racing each other for position in a cash night, as $20 are on the line for every driver in the field. Halfway down and halfway to go. 35 laps remaining here for River Page as he holds his own up in front here at the Kansas Speedway. It's Page, Kuntz, and Cormetis, and right now that battle for the podium it's getting fierce once again, and Cormetis is getting quicker and quicker. Mikey now up to third, and a very, very stacked field in regards to talent right now. River Page, he's in first with a 5,900 I rating. Jordan Kuntz is in second with a 6,800 I rating, and James Thurston is in fourth with a 7,000 I rating. Michael Cormetis in the middle of the mayhem finds himself third with a 3,000 I rating, showing that the numbers don't always matter as much as the talent behind the wheel. Right now, Mikey really fighting to keep that third spot. Gets a bit loose down the back straightaway, but all is well, so he'll keep on battling, as you can see, now sorting himself out and building a gap as James Thurston runs up high to maybe collect some more momentum. But I don't think he's got it in him right now. Definitely looks like he shredded his equipment early and now tries to look down to the bottom side. Gets in the grass just a bit and does keep it going. Actually still makes the pass, as it looks like he's going to send it very deep. Michael Cormetis looks low, tries to get to the quarter panel, nudges Thurston once, and might give him a shot up to the top of the track that slows him down. But James Thurston holds on nicely. They're getting close to each other, lap in, lap out, and with 33 laps remaining in the Christmas Clash, now seeing some feisty fights all throughout the pack. This is about the closest battle in the entirety of the field, except for Jackson Van Pelt now and Dylan Wheeler. Looks like Wheeler's gotten the spot and Jackson Van Pelt wants it, separated by about 0.2 of a second. Dylan Wheeler has sixth, and Van Pelt is now one spot behind, hoping to take it away. For Jackson Van Pelt, running in this 7th position, he's running in familiar territory up in front of the field. Vinny Tigner not going to be too far behind either. And as a matter of fact, he's now back up into 8th. Early damage in our first caution of the night has not stopped him entirely. And now it looks like Vinny Tigner's got a bit more room to race competitively till the very end. 31 laps remaining, and we now find ourselves past the halfway marker as Vinny holds his own in 8th. It's Jackson Van Pelt then in 7th, and right now your top 5 drivers are separate by 3.5 seconds. Vinny Tigner is right now in 8th, but it's Vincent Guecci who finds himself in 5th, and he's going to be there about a second back on Michael Cormetis, so maybe not a realistic chance of getting up to him, at least for now. But of course, if we do get that third yellow flag, maybe things will change, because the night definitely is still young, and it's not all over just because we gotten to this point. 41 laps, definitely a good marker to see where you are as a driver and say, maybe I got a shot at winning this race. Maybe there's a chance for a top 5, maybe an opportunity for a top 10. But right now, I think an opportunity for a win really comes down to whether or not anyone can beat River Page on a restart. Just don't think right now that is possible. He's been that good each and every time around, and he finds himself there again, leading the way with just about 2 seconds as an advantage over Jordan Kuntz, and James Thurston then in 3rd is a half second back. Michael Cormetis fought valiantly to get to this point, but it does not look like he'll be able to maintain 3rd as Vincent Guecci goes down to the bottom side, and it looks like Peter Serrano gets removed from the session. We'll check out what just happened here with Peter, as it looks like the number 66 will find trouble, and we'll see what just happened here with another incident on the track and your second forced disconnection of the night. Down the American Ethanol back straightaway, this looks to have involved Vincent Guecci as well, and as Vincent tried to make his way around, he definitely caught a piece of it, so take a look back and see what just happened here as the number 66 looked to be running on his own, and as they come through, he was disconnected from the session. So we'll have to go a bit further back for some context, as it looks like a troublesome moment involving this number 66, and it looks like it might have also taken Vincent Guecci as well. You can see a bit of wiggling back and forth throughout the racing circuit, and luckily nobody else involved there, so we'll see the official cause of this incident and see if anything else happened here. Coming up the track and through the front straightaway did not look to be anything terrible to this point, and with 44 laps in at a 70, just looks like Serrano disconnected from the session by force here. So as he comes through turns 1 and 2, makes it all the way down to the apex, still looks like all too much going through cleanly, and we'll have to check back later as the race goes on. Don't want to miss the rest of the action. River Page right now will lead the way in Kansas. As we take a look back at the circuit, it's the 24 with the advantage, head and shoulders up in front. And right now, that's the way it's been from the jump. 45 laps in at a 70, and now going to be making it on to 46. Next up, it's Vinny Tigner out in between Lane Graves and Jackson Van Pelt. Lane is going to go up top. Vinny goes down to the bottom, and for Tigner, he has saved up quite a lot of his stuff until the very end with 26 laps remaining. It's the number 12, now trying to make a late race charge to get back into the picture, and he might just have enough to do so. As you can see now, Vinny Tigner back within the distance of both Lane Graves and Dylan Wheeler. Dylan running in 5th in a very good opening night for this number 22 machine, finding himself up there in the top 5, and it looks like right now, definitely in a good standing to keep himself there if, of course, Lane Graves and Vinny Tigner can't get back. That time through, though, Wheeler was about a 1/10 of a second slower than Lane Graves, so maybe not going to be sustainable as the night goes on, but still doesn't hurt to try. And it looks like right now a lot of drivers trying to make up spots, make different decisions here. Jackson Van Pelt that time by about a 1/10 of a second slower than Vinny Tigner, and everyone spacing themselves out once again, as it looks like indeed a very short battle gives way to some longer spaced out racing. Take a look further back one more time, and you'll see now Curtis Sabarin with Michael Deitch. Deitch has faded back from about the top 10 range down to 13th. Not a terrible night, all things considered, so Deitch has definitely been taking it in as James Thurston will find trouble, and Thurston down to the bottom of the track brings out the yellow flag with 24 laps to go. Yellow flag is out for James Thurston. Looks like no major damage, but he will slide down and in to the apron, and he will give way to your third caution of the night, and the yellow flag is out. And this might be the game changer, and we might just see a difference in strategy one more time. Tyrone Yo just going to stay on the track there and backing it down. James Thurston tries to lock it up, and nothing more he can do there, as it looks like it's Tyrone staying on the circuit and not making a move around. And Thurston ends up making contact. Caution is out once again. Luckily, nothing major in terms of damage for James Thurston, but now he's going to have to put on the heat if he wants to get back up there and fight for a win. It is River Page leading, Jordan Kuntz in second, and Michael Cormetis in third, as we have found ourselves at caution number 3. The third caution of the night, we'll see another big loop down to the pit road, and it looks like Cormetis makes contact with Jordan Kuntz on the way in. Minor shunt, nothing else going to come of it, luckily, and now we'll see pit road get busy one more time. Cormetis is going to be right behind Kuntz, still going to be River Page with that advantage coming in. And as River makes it by a packed grandstand, it's going to be Page and Kuntz first and second on the way through, and now to see whether or not this number 99 can get the advantage over the all-dominant number 24 of River Page. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel for every driver in the field, unless you try to play with some different numbers or maybe some different strategy calls. Page still going to get beaten out at the line. It's going to be Jordan Kuntz getting the jump, and the number 99 will flip the script. Kuntz will just barely make his way out and head to River Page, and it's going to be the number 99 up in front of the field, taking the race lead for the first time all throughout this event. 22 laps to go, and that is the biggest move of the race so far. And just like that, we see a new race leader for the first time tonight. Take a look at that moment rolling out of pit road, and you'll see the cones determine who's the winner off pit road, and pretty clearly Jordan Kuntz got it done. Very nice job there for the number 99. That is the make or break moment of the night, and might be the winning decision that will give Jordan a shot to once again go for a race victory to kick off another season here in the SNT Grand National Series. 21 laps to go this time by, and most often we crank it up with 22 laps to go. However, that would not be the case tonight. Jordan Kuntz sees himself as a leader with 21 to go, and we will crank it up with 20 laps remaining. Our cameras on FTN are provided by our wonderful camera partner at TrackCams22.com, providing high-quality iRacing cameras for over 100 cars and tracks. The best place to go for your sim racing cameras. If you're a broadcaster, a sim racing photographer, or anything in between, be sure to check out TrackCams22.com or Facebook.com/TrackCams. We would love to have you join the fun as a member of the TrackCams community and up your game with the best cameras on the iRacing market. Once again, TrackCams22.com, your one-stop shop for iRacing cameras, as we will head back to the green flag with 20 laps to go and crank it up with Jordan Kuntz as your race leader. It's going to be Kuntz on the bottom side, River Page up top, and Michael Cormenis running in third as we get back to the green flag, this time by. Let's crank it up with 20 laps remaining, restart number 3 on the day, and they'll get rolling again. Green flag's out, let's crank it up from Kansas. And now with 15 laps remaining, Jordan Kuntz finds himself your race leader, and all of a sudden the number 99 machine has the advantage he's been desperately awaiting to acquire all race long. $20 on the line for your race win tonight. Keep that in mind. The prize is still in the hands of Kuntz, but River Page is right there. So stay seated, y'all. These are the most important laps of the race, and we're going to find out who gets it done. Buckle up and stay tuned. Page goes down to the bottom side, takes it down to the apron, looks for something low, can't quite get it, and we've been watching driver communications. River is not all too happy with Jordan Kuntz regarding his defensive mechanisms on the racetrack, and to put it simply, he signaled hand out the window. So make of it what you will. River Page not happy right now, and he's going to definitely race like he's got nothing to lose, which means Michael Cormenis here in third might be the man in the true catbird seat, because imagine these two drivers ahead of him get into it with about 1 lap to go. It could be Mikey who benefits the most and comes out with the $20 victory. Michael Cormenis is a very, very talented intermediate driver, and as it stands, it's going to be that number 48 machine running in third who's going to be looking high as it's Kuntz in the wall. Jordan Kuntz finds himself up in the wall. Kuntz nearly is going to get Michael Cormenis up there too. Luckily, they both save it, but River Page gets the race lead, and that's the move River was looking to make. He's going going to go all out, and he's going to make sure everyone knows he's here to win, not here to make friends. River Page will take the race lead all over again, and with a dozen laps remaining, he's back in front, and Jordan Kuntz might have just gotten worn out. Straight up, just like that, it's going to be Jordan Kuntz running in second, Michael Cormetis in third, and it's going to be very challenging for Jordan to muster a fight any longer as River Page gets back up into the race lead. He's had almost all race long. That in itself could be the move that wins the race for River Page. Take a look back as we look at a 1-minute replay on the scenario, and you'll see how it plays out in a full replay. Taps the quarter panel, and Jordan Kuntz does a hell of a job saving it to begin with. Then River dives low, Mikey looks high, and it's the combination of all those factors at once that really give way to the trouble, as it looks like we got trouble in the back of the field. Could be a yellow flag flying. Do they all save it? That they do. Chris Tripp is going to go low. Rusty Lynn finds himself slowed down, and Michael Deitch finds himself way down at the bottom, but they all keep on going, and nothing comes of it. 11 laps to go. Look who's ahead, and look who's got a gap. River Page is ahead once again. How about that? River Page made the move, gets it done all over again, and it's going to be that number 24 machine leading. Just like that, it's going to be a 0.6 of a second advantage. Jordan Kuntz is in second, and Michael Cormetis is there in third. These are sometimes how it plays out when drivers know it's money on the line. And for River Page, those $20, you never know if it's life-changing for some of these kids, as it's one of the younger drivers in the field. River Page, at 14 years of age, racing up in front, and now with a single-digit count remaining, he finds himself a race leader. 9 laps to go. It's River Page up in front, Jordan Kuntz in second, but even Michael Cormetis could be looking down to the bottom side, and Mikey, the youngest driver in the field, now looks for second. How about that? It's the youth movement right now, average age of 13 and a half up in front, as the number 48 machine takes it up to the runner-up spot, and Jordan Kuntz drops back even further, now into third. But Kuntz is not going to have any of it any longer. He knows how these guys are racing him, and while Cormetis hasn't been blatantly aggressive, unlike River Page, now I think Jordan Kuntz wants to maintain any spot he can keep. He's holding on, but it looks like he can't much longer as they come down the back straightaway all over again. Jordan Kuntz clearly doesn't have it left in him now, especially after getting shaken up by River Page. And that's sometimes the way it goes. Page now looking for back-to-back wins live on FTN, looking for the $20 prize, and it looks like he's going to have that edge with 7 laps remaining. Doesn't mean it's over though, and with some troubles back in the field, we could see a yellow flag fly. Look at Curtis Sabarin and Dylan Wheeler. They're fighting fiercely for 10th. And not to mention, you saw Tripp, Michael Deitch all getting involved with each other. That could have been a caution in itself. Doesn't mean it's over yet, but River Page really does have a big advantage now of about a 1.5 seconds over Michael Cormetis. So now every 1/10 of a second adding up, every 100th of a second means that much more. And it's going to be side by side again between Dylan Wheeler and Curtis Sabarin. Curtis can't get it through that time by, but he does get close, just can't complete the pass. 55 laps in, add 10 more to that. We're now up to 65 laps in out of 70, and River Page has the American Ethanol back straightaway all to himself, and you'll see he's got the freedom up in the front of the field. 6 laps to go. He's got a lead sizable on Michael Cormetis, and Jordan Kuntz there in third is slowly but surely fading back. And now the question is whether or not James Thurston can get there up to Jordan Kuntz and maybe take away that top 3 for Jordan. And that time by, it looks like they were about dead even on pace, but Thurston now putting in his best laps, trying to make that charge. 5 laps to go. You got to leave it all on the track tonight, knowing how little time there is left. Put it all together. Now, more than ever, it matters. 110% you got to be pushing, as you'll see Lane Graves and Vinny Tigner fighting each other. Graves going to be running now in 6th, and the Wichita State number 21 is now just outside the top 5, maybe trying to take a spot away from Vinny, just hasn't gotten there to this point. That time by, Jordan Kuntz lost about 0.3 of a second to James Thurston, and it looks like Thurston is blatantly quicker, and we're going to take a look on the hood camera of this number 96 and see how the Power Smash Infinity Speed Motorsport 96 is indeed making things work. now going through 3 and 4. Looks like they're taking a relatively similar line. However, Thurston gets back on the gas very quickly, tries to get it going through the middle of the corner, and it doesn't quite work out at first glance, but at the line, it's going to be a report that shows you still James Thurston was faster. 68 laps in out of 70. Now going to be 3 laps remaining. Thurston is going to try to take it from Jordan Kuntz, but your 2-time defending champion definitely knows he's got more than enough talent to hold on just a little while longer. And he's going to be there within 0.2 of a second. It's going to be James Thurston clawing more and more time back each and every time. Michael Cormetis is getting out of frame. Vinny Signer might be coming in there too. And at the line, now 3 miles left, 69 laps in. A very nice lead right now for River Page to work with. He can just about coast these final 2 laps and make it to the very end. He's just hoping not to see a caution as they come by the back straightaway. Still looks to be clean and green. No signs of any major incidents. Looking at the back of the field, all seems to be well and good for the field as River Page comes across the line, this time through the dominant man of tonight's event. Will take it back to the stripe and have it led with 1 lap to go. The white flag will fly for River Page in the Christmas Clash, and to kick off the Xfinity era here in the Saturday Night Thunder Grand National Series, we've seen some fantastic racing, fierce battles for the lead, and some moments on pit road as memorable as the best action on the track. All the elements of fantastic racing give way to a 70-lap sprint with one big winner. Coming out of turn 4, this time by River Page, will count the money and collect the $20 check. River Page wins the Christmas Clash and dominates at the Kansas Speedway. Checkered flag is out for Page with Michael Cormetis second and Jordan Kuntz rounding out your top 3. The checkered flag flies for Page and the rest of the field comes through. Cormetis spinning, contact from Kuntz, and Vinny Tigner makes it up to the top 5 with Lane Graves spinning at the end, fading back into 8th. Checkered flag is out for River Page, and we're going to see him burn down the house as the 24 comes down to the start-finish line to celebrate the victory. And River Page is going to have a short celebration after tonight's event, getting it done here from the virtual Kansas Speedway. Page pulls through and collects the $20 bonus as your race winner tonight. Stay tuned as we'll have your top 3 interviews momentarily, but first, let's take a look at your overall race results from a thrilling night here in Kansas. As we mentioned, River Page will pull through and get the race win from Michael Cormetis in second, as Jordan Kuntz comes home in third, with James Thurston fourth, and Vinny Tigner then in fifth. Going to be Jackson Van Pelt in the 6th spot, and Henry Kaloff then in 7th, with Lane Graves 8th, Vincent Guecci going to be 9th, and Dylan Wheeler then in 10th. 11th place will be held by Donald Vincent with James Nelson 12th, Curtis Sabarin 13th, and Chris Tripp then in the 14th spot. Michael Boone will be 15th with Tommy Osborne 16th, and Michael Deitch 17th with Rusty Lind in the 18th position, and Tyrone Yo then in 19th. And to round out the top 20, it will be Peter Serrano and his number 66 from 8th on the starting grid. Then from there on out, you'll also look at the rest of the grid, which includes Corey Rainey, who disconnected early, 21st on the day, Alexander Balearis 22nd, with Carter Casey 23rd, and Scott Erickson the 24th and final driver on your scoring pylon. And tonight, as we look at the post-race action, River Page was on his own all night long. Simply nobody on his level, and he pulls through for a race win he's sure to remember as well. $20 to your race winner, and Page gets it done And how about that for River as he collects the victory here in Kansas? Let's get your top 3 drivers in, and we'll start with your race winner in River Page and see if he's going to be available for comment. Looks like he is, and will be joining us in just a moment. We'll have Michael Cormetis then second, and Jordan Kuntz in third, as it looks like right now River going to be joining us for talk after a fantastic performance here in Kansas. Dominance all throughout the night for River Page, and the number 24 team gets it done from start to finish. The dominant driver made the move to get back in the race lead with just under 15 laps to go, and you'll get through with the victory bonus. River Page, $20 you come home with, and a checkered flag too. How does it feel winning the Christmas Clash?
It was fun. I didn't think it was going to be so single lane. I tell you what, that was probably the most boring race I've ever done. Just because I don't know what it was, but the bottom used to be usable here, but the top saved more tires and it was faster, so there was just no point to run the bottom until, we were just top. There was not even a chance of making a pass on the bottom. I wasn't trying to get into whoever I was racing, Jordan, but I kind of drove through him, but he saved it. It was essentially the only way I could have passed him, so. Just got back into the lead. It was fun. It feels good to dominate a race like that. It's a good confidence boost.
And a huge dominant performance tonight. We saw you pull away from the start of the race. Pole position and all. And through all of your runs, you had that speed from start to finish. So what was it like with the speed, knowing you were able to just pull away and keep things moving all throughout the night?
I feel like I was. I don't know anyone else knew that the top was going to be that dominant for tire saving. There wasn't one lap where I ran the bottom, so it was just I knew that the top was gonna be better. I ran a couple of runs in practice, and me and Throttle did a run, and I did one with Vinny and Jim, and it was better. So I just did it in the race, and no one else tried it until the end. I did some tactical lying to Thurston to tell him that my tires were worse, so he would think that him running the bottom was smart, and it wasn't. So yeah, it's fun for the top to be good at tire saving, but at the same time, it just means that it's going to be top feeding instead of bottom feeding. So.
And getting a very first taste of how these tracks work with the Xfinity machines. 2024, we're going to see a lot more of these Xfinity cars in FTN. You race in IORA most often, but you made a stop by here on Saturday night. You think we'll be seeing a little bit more of you as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think this league, IORA is essentially where I think that group is where I'm most even with the leaders, but here I feel like the skill gap between the fastest guys is really close, and I think I'm there. So I probably will forget about it, but when I do remember this league is going on, I'll try to make it because I like racing. I like racing those guys, and they're all really clean and they're all really respectful. So it's fun, and especially with the cash incentive here, I had to come do it.
And coming home with the cash, River Page should get it done on the Christmas Clash and win 2 consecutive races on FTN, Martinsville Madness, and dominance here in Tornado Alley. Anything else you'd like to add after this one?
Thanks to you and FTN for always putting on these fantastic broadcasts. EPI, Elite Performance Industries, everyone else on my car, and yeah, that's it. Just thanks for these guys putting on this race. It was fun.
And how about that? River Page dominance from start to finish will pull through with the checkered flag at the end of the Saturday Night Thunder Christmas Clash. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Now with River Page on the move, Michael Cormetis showed up tonight, and he showed up in a big way. But number 48 tonight brings it back in for the all-time winningest driver in this league. We don't mention all too much of you on week-to-week competition in this series, but you came back tonight, and you pulled through with a second-place finish. How about that? Second place, runner-up in a hard-fought battle. How do you feel after a hard-fought night in Kansas?
That was I felt pretty good about that. Really, the track state wasn't changed from practice to the race, so really we were all just like sliding around the whole race. But yeah, it was fun. I really didn't think the top would be so dominant and you would be able to save tires on the top for the whole race. But River did that. I thought the bottom would work more for tire saving, so I just did that, and it didn't work. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this result. It was just frustrating, kind of, because of how hard a pass it was. And yeah, really, I'm just kind of frustrated at the 99 there because when River hit him and got him sideways, it opened the outside up to me, and if I would have got there, I would have taken the lead probably. And then he just throws it right up the track and just right into my front bumper. So, and then to get second, I hit him later on, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this result.
And a very solid result tonight, and we had a few cautions in between that spaced out, of course, the field in terms of the guys who got the proper strategy and those who didn't, but kept you close with guys like Page and Kuntz all throughout the night. We saw you get really close there when River Page made the move for eventually the win. Was there any thought in your mind you could have maybe gotten around those two as they fought each other?
Well, yeah, like I said, when River almost spun the 99, I had the and then the 99 just ruined that chance for me. But yeah, I'm still happy with second place. I probably wasn't gonna beat River anyway because he was just really fast. Most the dominant car of the race. There was no beating him. But so yeah, I'll take second place.
And a very solid second place finish, Michael Cormetis. You've got a storied career in this league, but past few seasons, we've only seen a few races out of you. 2024, of course, going to these Xfinity machines, you think we'll see a bit more out of this number 25 crew? Usually, you're not often the 48.
Well, yeah, I didn't have a paint scheme today, so I had to run the 48. But so yeah, you'll probably see me just part time because there's some certain circumstances that limit me from going full time. But yeah, this league's fun. Very good drivers and good environment to be in. So yeah, excited to see what the future holds.
And looking forward to the future here, Michael Cormetis gives us a glimpse of what might be next for this number 25 crew tonight. They show up as the 48 and pull through with a second place finish. Anyone else you'd like to thank after this race?
My parents, of course, like I think every time I'm on the podium. But yeah, just happy that this race turned out the way I wanted to.
And a nice run here for Michael Cormetis as he wraps up the night in the Christmas Clash, our second place finisher. Thank you for your time.
Thanks. Thank you.
And with Michael Cormetis on the move, we'll bring you one more interview if Jordan Kuntz is available for comment. I'm going to ask him to get in the waiting room right now, and if he is, we'll move on to our final interview of the night. One more time, though, if you are interested in racing with this group of drivers, here's a schedule for next season. They'll be kicking off January 13th, and it will be at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. So check out, of course, Season 6 overall, but the inaugural season of the Grand National Series in the Saturday Night Thunder League. A great environment, as these drivers have told you. Very respectful racing. Had a few new guys tonight, so not as clean as usual, but last season, if you watched any of it, we had multiple zero caution or one caution races that kept us excited till the very end. So take a look at the schedule here, and we'd love to have you aboard. And if you want to join, be sure to join through our official FTN Discord. The QR code is on your screen, and we'd love to have you there, as we've got a lot of action we're looking forward to in 2024, and the rise of these Xfinity machines will give way to a lot of Xfinity leagues no matter what day of the week. Unfortunately, does not look like Jordan Kuntz is available for comments, so we will not be looking for our final interview unless he comes in a little later. With that being said, our presentation night, with all intents and purposes, has concluded. It is Michael Cormetis who comes home second, River Page, your race-winning driver, and the 24 who dominated all night long will get it done. I've been your commentator and producer for tonight's event, David Kreutz, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's Christmas Clash in the Saturday Night Thunder Grand National Series as the action is back for 2024. We'll leave this broadcast with a few promotional messages from all of those who help us bring to you these races week after week, and we hope to have you next time we're live on FTN Thursday night with the IORA Cup Series season finale. Stick around for one final race at Phoenix. Thank you all for watching. We've been live on FTN with the Saturday Night Thunder Christmas Clash, and we hope to see you whenever we're live again on FTN. We thank you all for your immense support. Be sure to leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you all Thursday night.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.